Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Priti. I am from UP and I am a English speaking learner. As a learner, I will share a story today because through the story we know about we collect a lot of knowledge, we collect a lot of vocabulary, and we say that here a lot of pronunciation in a right way, and yeah, we learn a lot of sentences. So let's start this story, The Light of Learning. This story is dedicated to a poor girl Anayas who is struggling for her education, and she is struggling in her situation. Yeah, it is a very courageous girl and very brave girl. So let's start the story. Let's start the story. In a village surrounded in a field and dusty roads, and there Anaya girls lived there. She was 12 years old with her bright eyes, full of dreams. But her life is not easy. Anaya's family is very poor, and Anaya's father is as a daily worker and a laborer who struggle for his family, and her condition is very poor, and her mother stitched a clothes to earn a little bit money. They could buy clothes to earn money, a little money. They could buy foods and clothes, and they afford food and for education. Education was seen a very luxury. And every morning, Anayas woke up in every sunrise, and before sunrise she woke up and she helped her mother in at work in home for their childhood chores, and she helped her mothers to fetch water from the four-way well, clean the house, and took care of her younger brothers. And she, after finishing all over her chores works, she would run to school, often late and tired. She was very late when she going to the school. Despite everything, Anaya's loving studies, she especially enjoyed learning speaking English and reading English books. She believed that education and her study. She believed the education because she changed the whole world for the education. This is the only way to change her life. But one day her father says, Anaya, you have stopped going to school. We can't afford any books and any more. And you must help her mother at home. In that time when Anaya heard this father's what they say, in that time her heart is broken. Those words broke her heart. That night, Anaya sat quietly to sit under the dim light of a small oil lamp, and tears rolled down her cheeks. But she made a decision. I will not give up. She whispers to help herself, and the next day she went to the school, and she explained her teachers what her situation, and her teachers, Mrs. Sharma, listened carefully and says, Anayas, you are the best, brightest student in the class, and I will help you. And Mrs. Sharma, let's do it. Mrs. Sharma arranged many free books for giving Anayas, and even allowed her to stay after school to study. Sometimes Anaya helps clean the classroom. In return, life is still the difficult. Those were days she felt very tired, and she felt weak from hunger. There were nights she studies without electricity and she using only one flickering lamp. People in the village often said, "Why does girls so much needed education?" And people say that, but Anayas ignored them and she worked hard at every day. And year passed, and Anayas completed her school with excellent marks. She let got a scholarship to study in a city college. It was a big step for her education and her bright future. She was a big step for her life. And she was scared, but she's not stopped. And she studies day and night and work part time. And she slowly built a new future for herself. And one day, Anaya returned her village where she lived in past time. She was going not as a poor girl but as a teacher. In that time, the same people says that who once questioned her, she opened a small learning center for girls and told them and says every student education is your strength and never let anyone take it away from you. And she motivate those students which is poor live in her village, and she opened her a center where she lived, and she educated a lot of students which is poor. And this is Anaya journey, not so much easy, but her courage turned her struggle into success. She became the light that many guide on others, and she is giving an example and set an example for those students who is poor and who is struggle in them life. This is a very courageous and very bold girl, and so much struggle in her life. And in this story we know about how to as a student we going to many obstacle and very bad situation when you are situated in your journey. Yeah, it is a lot of barrier comes in your life, and you should do patiently, and you are continually do your best, and one day change your life, a big change your life, and your future is bright. This is a Anaya journey. If you are like, don't forget like, share and subscribe, and you that is okay, that's enough.